Hi everyone, it's Mike here again on another episode of Why Not Both, and I'm joined again by Raven.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
With spring break rolling around, St. Patrick's Day rolling around, I think it's important for us to talk about cultural appropriation and binge drinking. So Raven, what is cultural appropriation?
Well, I believe it's when one culture takes aspects of another culture and basically accessorizes it, kind of takes it out of the cultural context and takes out the meaning of it, and just takes that and kind of exploit it for your own purposes.
Yeah, so it's not about honoring, it's about exploiting it.
Yeah.
Something to make fun of, especially I think about like Halloween when people do that. They wear ponchos or they take clothing from different cultures and they basically turn it into a joke, which I can imagine impacts people's mental health. At St. Patrick's Day, I think a lot of people get excited about drinking because they think that it's part of the culture. So on St. Patrick's Day, a lot of people would observe Lent, and so they would usually give up alcohol for 40 days. And so on St. Patrick's Day, that was a day where you could kind of cheat and do the thing that you gave up on Lent.
Okay.
So I think for a lot of people, especially in Ireland, they would use that day to kind of engage in a lot of binge drinking because they haven't been able to drink for 40 days. And so I think even though, people who don't observe Lent here and are not, giving up drinking or abstaining from that, they still might engage in that binge drinking just because they're kind of appropriating that Irish culture.
You can also celebrate in alternative ways. Like my brother, he wanted to have like a party at his house where we all tried to cook traditional Irish foods. So you could do something like that where you can actually celebrate the culture.
And with drinking, I think you could even have a healthy balance when it comes to that. It doesn't necessarily have to be binge drinking. Something that can be really helpful is alternating between a glass of water and an alcoholic beverage. It also helps prevent hangovers, which I think is something that's really nice.
So binge drinking is actually defined in a 2-hour time span for women to have 4 drinks and for men to have 5 drinks. So that would be considered binge drinking.
So when it comes to holidays, I think it's important to do your research so that you're celebrating them in a way that honors that culture and you're not just exploiting it or really engaging activities that aren't healthy. Alright, well Raven, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you coming back. And for everyone at home, I'll see you next week on another episode of Why Not Both.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
Happy St. Patrick's Day!